Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Studio Time with Ryos. Folks, for today's video, I want to remix one of my favorite songs according to Spotify, which was Smack Talk by ISO Knock and Arl Grime. This was my most listened to song in 2024, and I want to make a special version for my DJ sets because the boy wants to start doing shows again. And then at the same time, although I love the original so much, I would love to also have a big room version that I could play in my sets. Before we get into it, I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Baby Audio. Baby Audio recently dropped a new plugin in collaboration with Andrew Huang called Transit 2. And guys, I am not exaggerating when I say that this plugin has been a secret weapon of mine in the studio. Basically, Transit 2 helps spice up your transitions, but it also now has insane multi-effects capability, which makes it such a powerful plugin. Let me show you. All right, so first I have three sounds kind of emulating a build-up, a snare, a riser, and then a bass riser, and I have them all linked to Transit 2. Now, there's so many great presets to choose from, but one of my favorites is actually the first preset. It's called a Fooled Before It Starts. So good. Check this out. A cheat code, folks. A cheat code. We could try other ones too. Let's see what the next one is. A meta filter. So good, because especially with buildups, a lot of the times what you want to do is you want to filter, you want to compress, you want to do a bunch of cool effects to make as much space and to create as much tension as possible, and this plugin is just so good for doing that. We can also try Transit 2 on just a simple piano. So right now, this is what I have. And this time, I'm going to go under multi-effects, and I'm going to try Tape Crush, and this one is such a great preset. Check this out. We can also try some other ones. This one's called Starscream. The sound design potential is just through the roof. If you guys are interested in grabbing Transit 2, Baby Audio is hosting a 40% off introductory sale on their website right now, and then you can also use code Ryos for an additional 10% off. Thanks again to Baby Audio for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get right into it. All right, so we are here in FL Studio. Let's get it. So I have the original here. I also did the stem render cheese that FL Studio has to offer. Gotta hit them with that. And I don't even know if we're gonna really use the stems because my idea was to simply make almost one of those vintage SoundCloud bootlegs where you keep the whole original the same and you basically just make your own drop. And my idea was basically just to make a big room version using their melodies. I don't know if I'm going to use their drop synth. It's kind of your standard-ish big room sound, so I don't think it'll be horribly difficult to remake something that sounds kind of similar. Plus, it might be fun if it does sound a little bit different, make it a little bit more interesting. But ultimately, this is going to be kind of a bootleg, edit, remix kind of deal, specifically with my live sets in mind. As you see there, I set up my DJ stuff, and I've been practicing, and that's where this idea came about. So I was like, this might be a good idea to film. Okay, enough yapping. Let's get down to business. So we've got the original here. Something interesting about the song that I looked up is that it's at 139, which is interesting. And also, FL Studio is driving me bananas. Look at this. Everything is freezing lately. Why? Hate to see that. I'm going to have to close this and reopen it. Un momento. Holy guacamole, guys. I think we are finally ready to cook up. It's almost dark outside now. That took so long. I wound up having to do a fresh install at FL Studio. But whatever. I'm so over the technical problems. Let's just start cooking. So let's start by remaking the drop melody quickly. And I know the track's in D minor, so... Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'm gonna copy this over. And then the second part goes down, I think. Dun, 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 dun. And then it goes into that, like, it almost sounds like a sitar to me, that second part. That track is so mean. All right, so now I have like the first part of the drop melody down. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with the call and response. Maybe I'll just try to sample that sitar lead that I was just showcasing. I'm not exactly sure yet. I know for sure my idea is to go for like the modern big room approach, 140 BPM, big kick, and then a massive lead. And I think it might be fun if I change the lead. So let's see if I can get a nice fat lead going with this melody. Try to go up an octave too. I kind of like this lead. This lead is really nasty. Let's try to also layer it with like a detune, really ugly kind of sound. Something like this. So the idea here is I'm trying to give the lead more dimension straight away. Personally, that's how I like my leads. And I love how this lead has a metallic quality to it. That might be cool. So let's add both of these to the mixer. And I'm also going to turn off the reverb on both. Then the only cause for concern is the second lead from Spire that I'm adding. It has a really heavy, like low mid region. So maybe if I cut that out and then leave the low mid region from the first one, that might be valid. So let me get rid of this. This is when I was testing to make sure the project wasn't going to freeze on me again. Okay, so this is our main lead. What if I shorten the release on this? Yes, that sounds ridiculous. All right, we're going to route these to a lead group. Oh, what happened to my colors? Oh, hell no. This is what I was talking about. I had to reset all my settings. Oh, no. I think I can just do this, though. Yeah. What the hell? All right. Lead group. And something's off with my, like, graphics. Like, normally this green is super bright. Whatever, I'll figure that out later. Yeah, so I really want to build the lead first here. What is happening? I don't know if the screen recording is going to show that, but my screen just went black. But it's back. Yo, I'm struggling with technical difficulties right now. But we're going to persevere. I'm trying to make the lead fat. All right? That's what I'm trying to do. So let's please do that. The thing is, the lead is already crazy. So I'm going to start with a maintenance EQ. Let's chop a little bit of the lows here. Just kind of the rumble, and that's it. We can make a, what's the word? We're going to make that kind of cut when you're doing it to avoid future problems. Not a preliminary. I don't know. My mind is blank right now. No thoughts, all vibes. But nah, in all seriousness, I'm going to try to tame this area just to prevent it from getting harsh, especially once I add more stuff. I think now is a fair time to maybe add some kind of like OTT. I was going to say maybe Focus 1-2, but I think I want to rock with OTT. I think for this one, I'm going to combine two things here. So I'm going to have a reverb, and for this one, maybe we'll do vintage verb. I'm going to go to Arts Acoustic instead to do what I was going to say, but basically I want to have a reverb that's going to act as my bed and like a small atmospheric layer, and then I might also add an additional reverb, and this one will be a lot louder, and I'll automate it in between the notes to make it feel like it's sucking in and out. But we're going to first add the W&W reverb. Yeah. I don't even know if this is the W&W reverb. I don't know where I got this preset from, but it sounds fantastic. Let's make this a bit longer, and then I also want to get just a simple ping pong delay in. Now, I'm still feeling like I need a warm reverb, so we're going to go back to vintage verb, actually, and then we're going to try that thing that I said before. Except this time we're going to stay on the default preset. This one's a bit warmer, a bit darker. And I'm really just trying to focus on creating a nice atmosphere out of this synth using, you know, multiple instances of reverb and delay and trying to find the right balance and blend between, in this case, 3 different, like, wet effects. And I bet you once I actually start creating this drop, I'm going to have to turn them down and work on them more. But for right now, this is fine. Now, another thing that I like to do is I like to compress the signal after all of the wet effects, especially when I'm making the more aggressive genres. I just like what it does. It really squashes the wet effects and makes it a part of the lead. And then sometimes you'll get that nice release when the lead stops playing. You get that, like, swell up. So, yeah, we're going to add the glue. I love the glue for this kind of stuff. We're going to go to the setting here. Turn down the reverb here on Arts Acoustic. And now I'm hearing another thing that we can do. So this is starting to feel a little like, a little speakerphony, if that makes sense. And I want more like richness in the mid-range. So what I'm gonna just do is carve out this region, this kind of speakerphone, telephone vibe, and then boost this here. This is kind of where the meat and potatoes is gonna lie in the sound. So yeah, it's good enough for now. Let's line this up. So the drop will start like right here. Whoa. Drop will start here. And I'm definitely going to want to do some pitch automation too. Maybe we could set that up now. So maybe it might be fun if we hit them with one just right away. Actually, wait, this one's not working. Let's try to relink it. There we go. So that is a decent starting point for now. Now it's time to get the kick in the bass in. So, like I said, we're going to go for like the modern, bigger approach. Get like a little bit of that techno influence in there. So let's see. Let's start with this guy. Nice and fat. Although this is in D sharp. Let's see if we could pitch it down one. Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. Sometimes when you pitch down kicks, you get weird artifacts. And then also for good measure, I can add a sidechain. The vision is visioning. I'm going to also add this to my mixer, just to control it super loud. This kick also sounds damn good. Maybe we can try other kicks just for fun, just to see what's up. Let's see if one of these sound good. Yeah, this is a pretty mean kick too. I love how dirty this one is. Maybe we can use this. because this sounds really mean, and we can use this almost like a mid bass. Yeah, that's sick. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use kickstart over shaper box. Yeah, and I want to get more of that pumpy feeling. And I want to layer a big sub underneath it. Maybe I'll use the one from mine, because I really like this one. I'm going to kind of cut this in half. Like that. And maybe I'll also just tame down some of those bit crush frequencies in the high end. Just a little bit. Now on this main kick here, I want there to be a lot more noise for the transient. I like this one. So maybe I can just simply add this to the mixer and then cut off everything, let's say, below 1,000 or something like that. Maybe even higher. And this is slightly off too. Let's nudge this over. Yeah, it sounds way better. Oh yeah. To make this a tiny bit smoother too, we can bring this back a little and then fade it. Yeah, this is extremely mean. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Obviously still pretty raw though. We gotta spice this thing up. I guess we could figure out that second part now. Let's start by isolating the thing from the stem. Sure. I think it would be a good idea to sample this. I am gonna have to layer another synth on top of this, I feel like, because the highs are kind of messed up. And like the side chain from the original track is kind of messing it up, but I think layering it will keep some of that original like vibe in there, for lack of a better word. All right, now let's get ready to remake this melody. And then this is like I think down though. Yeah. And also this note kind of has a vibrato vibe to it, but maybe we can just get away with extending it. Whoa. And then I think here, to transition from the call section to the response section, it might be cool if we did like a tape stop. And I'm curious, what if I do a little pitch down here? This is something that I would just do personally if this was an original, so maybe it'll work. Yeah, I think that sounds dope. And then I also now want to make a kick and bass group. Which, by the way, this kick bass is ridiculous. So on this kick bass group, I'm going to add an EQ, and then I'm going to add this little high cut that I do. And I'm going to just simply automate this so it turns on during the fill, which is going to happen right here. Yeah, it just cuts the bass off, and it's a nice thing to do in these big room techno tracks. All right, so let me see what's next. Oh, I want to do those reverb swells that I was talking about. I also have H delay turned off. I guess at some point I turned it off. I don't remember doing that, but it sounds good the way it is. So I'm going to just keep that off. Now let's, I guess I'll add another instance of reverb, and then this one will be the one that I used to automate. So let's go here to this one. Like right here is a spot that I definitely want to do a throw in. Lower just a bit. It's kind of extreme right now. Yeah, all right, yo, this lead sounds ridiculous. Now let's clean up this one. I'm not sure if I'm 110% sold on this being the supporting lead. Let me swap that out right now. Ooh, like something like this could be cool. That way there's more contrast, because I felt like that lead that I had was too similar to the first lead. This could be dope. Although I definitely need to throw in that portamento right now. Let's also do the -12. And then I think these can be adjusted. Maybe make this faster. Or nudge these over. Yeah, it sounds a little bit better like that. Less loosey-goosey. How does it sound with the OG lead? Yeah. Let's brighten up this lead, because it obviously sounds really dull. And I'm going to use Novelty Character for that, because this is my fave. All of the foundation elements are finally down more or less. Now we can focus on getting more details and just more sounds in general. So the first thing that I want to do and prioritize is going to be getting more like stabs and atmospheric sounds to really create some nice atmosphere in the drop. We could try a super soft stab. I'm going to have to pitch this down though. Let's do this one instead. Yeah. Let's get some sidechain on this. Now, I want to layer this with another stab. And I want to use the one from Novocaine, because that stab is nice and mean. Here we go. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it might make more sense to make this the main stab, and then this could be like just some more background ear candy afterwards, instead of it being a stab that lands on the one. So let's do that instead. So this is actually 126. So yeah. Ooh, what if I use the disguise claps? Ooh, that's a good idea, I think. Yeah. All right, the timing needs to be better, so maybe I'll go for this one. Sick. I don't know how I feel about these scream stabs. Yeah, I don't want the scream stabs in there. I like just having this. Although maybe now it would make more sense to bring back that super saw stab. So 5 semitones down. Now the main reason I'm doing this is because I really want some tail to my stab. And this will be a nice way to get that. I also wanted to get some noise going. We can go for this one. So next up, I want to get more drums in, more drum work going. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to start with... Yeah, what if I do a little fast clap fill? There needs to be some kind of like something here. Maybe we go for the iconic crash clap. It's not iconic at all, but it might work. It sounds good right here. I don't know if it's going to sound good in the context of the whole track, but this clap fill needs more spice, needs more vibes. Let's add transit 2. Sounds like I'm going to have to just quickly bounce this into audio, or record it in rather. Do another take, and another take. Yeah, I like that. Woo! Now, I want to make this fill a little bit more cohesive, and I'm going to do that using one of my own fills. Now, I want to try to get some kind of fill here. Maybe just a quick clap fill. Let's do 128. Nah, this is a little bit too progressive housey. I need something a little different here. I think I would like to do like a 909 snare and just add a bunch of reverb to it and just have it like hit once. I think I did that 2 episodes ago in studio time with Ryos, and it sounded dope. Let's try to do that again. I think I used like an old... Yeah, like something like this. Yeah. Why can't I mute my mixer? What the heck is going on? Today is full of technical difficulties, like I said before. We're going to add a bunch of reverb to this. Let's stick with the Arts Acoustic trend. Wondering if we hit him with a little instead of the one snare hit. Yeah, I think I like that better. So a lot of times in these big room techno-ish tracks, you'll have like an open hi-hat come in after like 4 bars. But after 4 bars, we have this sound, which I don't know if I want to add a hi-hat yet. So maybe I'll wait. Let's just start though. It might sound cool to add it in. Now, I want to also add some top loops in. Let's add more top loops in. Get like that old school flare in. And I also want to add a noise ride here as well. Kind of get a little progressive housey on them. Yeah. And another thing is on these stabs, I want there to be a nice white noise. Kind of all over the place right now, but I'm locked in. Stay with me. Let's go to this guy. Actually, sorry. This one. And let's cut it. Another thing I saw right here. This might be some good background noise. Generally speaking, like this is pretty much there. I got some nice ear candy going. I definitely wanted to add a snare roll for this halfway point. These are dope. Okay, now it's a matter of how we're gonna go back to the original, because in their song, in the original, they bring back the melodic part. I don't know if I want to do that. I didn't even think I'd get this far. What's that Plankton meme? I didn't think I'd get this far.
I don't know. I never thought I'd get this far.
Ooh, idea. We're gonna let this play out with this little scream. Let's actually bring this to the playlist here, like that. And then we're gonna sample the vocal and make it kind of into a drum thing. And then this will be my main lead for the outro section. Let's first add sidechain to it. And then we're just gonna duplicate it. We could try to add more of like a bit crush vibe to the vocal. And then I'm also going to add some compression, some OTT. And then the last thing that we need to do is just have a riser to bring us out of this drop. All right, now for the final touch, I want to quickly try to add the snare fill that I did in Disguise. Just a very simple, like 909 techno snare. And I just want to experiment and see if that would be cool right before the drop, just to make it a little bit different. Yeah, I think that might be a vibe, actually. All right, guys, I have to dip, so let's take a listen from the top, and let's see what I came up with. Let's go. This is exactly what I had in mind for the idea. I think this would work perfect in my sets. I'm thinking I might make a version that does have like maybe the trap drop for the second drop or something, like a special edit. But this version is something I would definitely play in my set. So ton of fun to make, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did enjoy today's episode, please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time I upload. Be sure to check out my Patreon. We got monthly sample packs, lessons, feedback, much more. The link for that will be down below in the description. So that'll be all for me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.